Hi 111. In this video I'm going to work on page 3 of the graphing calculator activity that we worked on during the first week of classes this term. So again, we're on page 3. I'm going to start with number 5. So the first thing we're asked to do is to graph an equation in the standard viewing window of our calculator. Okay, so this equation is already in y equals, so what that means is I can just directly enter this into our y equals menu here. Let me make sure I get my key press history up for you to see. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is go ahead and enter y equals 2x plus 6. So I hit y equals. Sorry about that. I hit y equals, and then I enter 2x plus 6. And I've got my equation entered here. So once I've got that entered, I can hit the graph button. And this is already a standard viewing window. It's a 10 by 10 window, meaning 10 tick marks here and 10 tick marks here. A total of 20 in each direction, right? But 10 by 10, right? And so if you're not in this viewing window, you can hit zoom right here. You can hit zoom, and the option number 6 right here is Z standard. That's zoom standard. It takes you back to a 10 by 10 window. You can just hit 6 and it'll take you. So zoom 6 quickly returns you to a standard viewing window. So this is the graph of this equation. Notice this is a linear equation, right? It's a line, so it looks like that. So now we're asked to use the trace feature to try to estimate where the graph crosses the x and y axes, right, to find the intercepts. So trace is right here next to the graph button, so I hit trace, and it's going to start us here at the y-intercept. Okay, well, our calculator was able to tell us the y-intercept, so we already know the y-intercept here is the ordered pair 0, 6. Okay, so that's already done. So when we're tracing, you're able to use your left and right buttons right here to move yourself along the graph. And it's going to always give you here at the bottom ordered pairs which satisfy the equation, points that are on the graph, right? So if I now move myself left to try to get as close as I possibly can to that x-intercept, notice at the x-intercept y needs to be 0, right? So try to get y as close to 0 as you can. That's too far away. That's close, and then we're further away again, right? So that's about as close as we're going to get. And notice our calculator is only able to approximate that point right there. It actually can't tell us exactly what the x-intercept is unless we do something else. So we could zoom in to try to get a better look, or we can make use of a command in our calculator. So there is a 0 command under this calc menu here, right here above the trace. So if we hit second trace or second calc to get the calc menu. Number 2 here is 0, and that command right there will find the x-intercept for us because the word 0 is synonymous with x-intercept, right? 0 of a function or x-intercept of a graph. So let's hit 2. It's going to ask us now to say, where do you want me to look, right? Because it just can't look everywhere. We have to give it somewhere to start looking. So your calculator is going to start by saying, tell me a starting place, and I'll scan left to right in that little interval and see if I find an x-intercept. So when it says left bound, just make sure you're on the left side of the x-intercept. And what I mean by that, I mean if you took this cursor and you just directly pushed it up to the x-axis, would you be left of the x-intercept? Yes, so that means that's far enough over, so hit enter. And then it says, okay, right bound. So notice it made a little arrow. It says I'm going to start looking here. Now you have to tell it where to stop looking. Okay, so arrow over. Make sure you're on the right side of that x-intercept. What I mean by that is the cursor, if you dropped it directly down to the x-axis, is it on the right side of the x-intercept? Yes, it is. So go ahead and hit enter. And then this last thing it does is says guess, right? You can get as close as you like, or you can just hit the enter button. It doesn't matter. Aha! So we've found an x-intercept because notice that's exactly when y is 0, and that's a point on the graph. Okay, so the ordered pair for the x-intercept is -3, 0. And so that answers this right here. In order to do it algebraically, remember, we just go through a two-step process here, right? So if we wanted to find the y-intercept for this one, remember what do we do for y-intercept? We let x equal 0. Okay, so in our equation, we let x be 0, so I would get y equals 2 times 0 plus 6. That's a 0, so that tells me y equals 6, and that's what we got before if you look back in your notes. And for the y-intercept, oops, we just did y-intercept, we want x. There we go. For the x-intercept, what do? We let y equal 0. Okay, and in our equation, that means we would have 0 equals 2x plus 6. And now I need to solve for x, right? So move the 6 over as a -6 equals 2x and divide by 2, so -3 equals x. And notice that's exactly what we got here on our calculator. It said the x-intercept is -3. Okay, great. So let's, if you need to write that down, go ahead. I'm just going to clear my page here. So let's go ahead and try the next graph for number 6 here. So let's go to our calculator and we'll go to y equals and clear out what we've got there because we want to enter a new graph. So let's enter this, let me clear out my key presses. So let's x squared. My square button is not working. Uh-oh. We may be having technical difficulties here. Oh no, our calculator has not responding. Okay, this is what we'll do. I will pause the video and I will restart with this example number 6.